Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Vavatu, Sahaviriyam Karavavahai, Tejasvinamaditamasttu, Avid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome everyone. Very happy to be here and happy to share about this mantra, the mantra between the teacher and the disciple. A mantra that is very close to my heart. Every time I sing it, I think of my teacher and I send him blessings and love wherever he is. And it's such a gift to have a teacher. And to have a good teacher, to have an honest teacher, to have a hardworking teacher, to have a teacher that brings light into our lives is such a blessing. It's no coincidence that our teacher came to us because in our heart there was a deep longing, a deep yearning for guidance. And sometimes to arrive to a true teacher, we have to taste a lot of false gurus in the way, and yeah, that's part of the path. That's part of the search, and eventually we vibrate, and our frequencies, come together one way or another. And it's not only about meeting our teacher; it's about staying with our teacher. What does it take for us to stay with our teacher and to keep learning from her, from him? And yeah, we may meet a lot of good people in our path, but one of them, it's going to be really special. They are going to change our life for the best. Maybe not an easy transformation, but there's going to be something very sacred in our relationship, and that's what this mantra is about. This mantra speaks about working together with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of focus for what is most important in a relationship, especially in yoga, between a disciple and a guru. We're working for peace. We're working not only for peace inside of ourselves, but we are aiming to become elements of peace wherever we go. They say that the students is the biography of the teacher, and yeah, I have really understood that. When I see my colleagues, and wow, it's so inspiring for me. It's just, I see my teacher in all of them. It's like each one of them has a different way of bringing the teachings. And even though we all belong to the same school and we all belong to the same method and we do the same series and we follow the same teachings, each one of us manifests something in the method that is quite unique, because we are all unique human beings. But what we share, and I think, is the deep love for our yoga practice. And we also share that desire for transformation, that burning desire for transformation. Is not another desire, it's not part of our list of wishes. This is the desire, this is the important one. This is the one that has lasting consequences, not only in this lifetime, but for the next ones also. So yeah, we decide to work with our teacher, with our guru, with them behind us. The blessings are there, and even though the path may get dark at some points and narrow and hard, we move slowly, one step at a time, never giving up. And that enthusiasm has to be in both the teacher and the student. And in Ashtanga Yoga is so powerful because the teacher is holding the space for us to grow and go deeper, and the student is also given everything. We give by showing up for practice, we give by learning the series, we give as students by listening to our teacher. When our teacher says something to us, we just really take it in. We don't instantly push it back. We hold it in our heart, because our teacher feedback it's so precious. Even though in the beginning our egos may just feel like shattered for whatever they're telling us, but deep down there's a like an arrow of truth, boom, that they're throwing at us because they care about us and they want to see us freer and freer. That's the point. And in this relationship, there's a tendency that happens, especially in the beginning. It happened to me, and it happens to most people, that we kind of put our teacher in a pedestal. And that's sorry, that's very common. And putting our teacher in the pedestal, we just think this person is like, you know, like a Superman or a Superwoman, and you know, we project all of our yearnings and desires spiritually and materially in this person, and this person is only a human being. So sometimes when the teacher does something that is not completely like along our expectations, or which is very good, because if our expectations are in the way, we'll never have that meeting with our teacher. It's gonna be like our personality, like guiding the process. But when the teacher just moves in a different direction and we feel like, you know, surprised or what is happening here, this phenomena is called projection or transference in psychology. That means that we are putting in the other one what is only ours. And this happens also a lot in relationships. And you know, sometimes we build up one person in our mind, and that person has nothing to do with our projection of that person. Sometimes we idealize someone, and it ended up that the guy was a crook, or the lady was crazy or whatever, and we are like, what happened here? And no, they were never there. It was all our mind using someone as a mirror. And that can happen also with our spiritual teacher, our spiritual guru. It happened to me, and before finding my teacher here in India, I was searching a lot in America and the US, and yeah, I found a teacher that he was inspiring me. He was teaching me a lot of technique. He was, according to me, he was making me grow. And in the end, it was not such. You know, this person was someone that had to face a lot of his own darkness. And he actually hurt a lot of us in his pursuit of these illusions. And it was all happening under the table. And it was like, and he actually broke down a lot of yoga teachers who in those times were very, very committed, very beautiful teachers. And it's like we're moving with this guru, we're moving, and they're guiding us into an abyss, and that's also part of our karma. Yeah, so from that experience, which was profoundly devastating for me, that's when I decided to come to India and search for the real thing. You know, I said, okay, yeah, you know, these teachers in America, yeah, you know, they might have been here in India for a while or whatever, but ultimately, yoga is an Indian science, and finding my Indian guru has been everything I needed, and it has brought so many blessings to my life, including the huge transformations that I've been through. So yeah, we ask to work with enthusiasm and energy and faith in each other for our common purpose of finding peace inside ourselves, peace in our relationships, peace in our communities, in our families, in our countries. And for that, we follow the protocol. And in Ashtanga Yoga is the yamas and the niyamas, and doing a practice every day. So both teacher and student are doing their practice every day. And that's so beautiful. You know, as teachers, as let's say, as channels of this method, we make a commitment to do our practice. And it's from our practice that we can teach something of value. I mean, if we are not doing our personal practice, what can we give someone? Nothing. It's like, this is a method that is alive, it's a transmission of energy, and the energy comes into us as this blessing from our Guru. And it's through our sadhana, our spiritual practice, that the blessing becomes alive. So yeah, there may be at some point our expectations about our teacher, you know, they get shattered, and the teacher does something different of what we were expecting, and then we get angry at our teacher, and then we say, this teacher is very bad, this teacher, I don't want them around, la 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 la. And that's mostly our mind just like finding excuses for not going deeper. It's easier to, you know, blame the teacher than to look under your rug and see what's there. It's easier to say, you know, they're off, and why are they telling me this, instead of like holding responsibility and say, yeah, maybe, you know, maybe I was the one that was lying, maybe I was the one that was like portraying to be something I was not. And the teacher is only throwing us an arrow to those places inside of us that are more vulnerable, that have been like a little abandoned. And the teacher has this capacity to see through us. Like, my teacher is amazing. You can just totally see through me. And I'm so grateful, you know, because sometimes the student is distracted, sometimes the student is ambitious, sometimes the student is greedy. And we get lost in our thoughts, and then comes a teacher and they bring that arrow of boom, awareness. And it can be one word, it can be one movement, and they just put us back in track. And that's so valuable. Like, at this point in my life, that's all I want. I want someone to just be real with me and like give me true feedback. I don't want someone to just like polish my ego. I don't need that. So that's also what I give to my students. You know, I give to my students a very real way of relating. I don't want to relate from this place of I am better than you, or not at all. We are all the same. We're all doing our yatna, our effort, our practice every day. We are all in this committed path. And this is going to make us grow. And we pray with our teachers to work with enthusiasm and lots of energy for the peace. And may this peace pervade the whole universe. And we also ask that there are no misunderstandings between us. So it's important that we keep clear communication, that if anything bothers us, we speak, not message. Let's speak to each other, let's meet. Because in that meeting, that is where the yoga happens. If you are doing crazy postures, but you have not experienced that meeting with your teacher where you feel vulnerable and open, and you may have to say, yeah, I made this mistake, and please apologize, and you're going to be stuck, still in the image, still in protecting something in you that is not real. The teacher-student relationship is meant to shatter anything that is false in us, and that's the blessing. That's the beauty of the yoga. That's the nectar, the soma. Wow, we have such good karmas if a teacher comes to us and guides us into the right path. So I personally thank my teacher Sharat for so many blessings. It's not an easy path, I have to say that, but it's always so inspiring, and it keeps opening and bringing more and more and more. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your comments. Namaste.